Okay, so we've all been there, right? You walk into a high-stakes meeting, you plug your laptop in, it's just nothing.
The blank screen. The classic AV panic.
Or the resolution is all stretched and weird, or the audio just won't play. Well, today we're going to be digging into a potential solution. I've got a pile of specs and docs here for the Kramer VP-440X.
Right, which is, on paper, a compact 18G 4K HDR presentation switcher and scaler.
Yeah, but just calling it a switcher, I don't know, after reading this, it feels like that's really underselling it.
Oh, for sure.
It seems more like the central nervous system for a whole presentation space. So our mission today is to unpack how this one box bridges that gap between legacy gear and modern 4K.
That's a great way to put it. It really sits between the chaos of everyone bringing their own device and the actual display, and it makes sure they're speaking the same language.
Okay, so let's start with the inputs. I'm looking here for HDMI, which is, that's standard. But the thing that really jumped out at me, a VGA input. In 2026, are we still living the dongle life?
Apparently, yes. You have to think about a shared meeting space. You just have no idea what's going to walk through that door. That VGA port is your safety net. It means a 10-year-old laptop can connect just as smoothly as the brand new tablet.
So it's covering that hardware gap. But the real magic seems to be in the video engine itself. The docs keep calling it a scaler. Why is that word so important here?
Because it's not just passing a signal along. It takes whatever you feed it, whether it's low-res VGA or, crisp 4K HDMI, and it mathematically redraws that image to perfectly match the screen's native resolution.
So you always get a clean image no matter the source.
Always. It creates one unified output.
And speaking of that output, that's interesting too. There's one HDMI out, but also an HD base T output.
Which is just crucial for bigger rooms. You can't run a standard HDMI cable if your projector is like 40 meters away on the ceiling.
You're right.
HD base T lets you send that same signal over a standard copper network cable.
But this is where the specs get really granular. We're talking 18 gigs of 4K bandwidth, pushing that down 40 meters of copper. That sounds like a physics problem.
It is, and this is where the device gets really clever. To squeeze that huge 4K HDR signal down the copper pipe, the VP-440X automatically adjusts the chroma sampling.
From 4.4.4
to 4.2.0.
Yeah, so it's essentially, compressing the color information just a little bit to make it fit.
That's it exactly. For a spreadsheet, you might want 4.4.4, but for video over that distance, the box just prioritizes a stable signal. It makes that trade-off for you.
That's the sort of invisible tech that just keeps a meeting from grinding to a halt. And speaking of that, let's talk audio. I see a mic input on the front, but what really caught my eye was this talkover feature. That sounds like something you'd find in, a broadcast studio.
It's basically audio ducking.
Okay, right? Like when a DJ talks and the music volume drops automatically, how does that apply here?
It's all about professional polish. So you're playing a video with audio, and you need to make a point. You start talking into the mic, and the built-in DSP automatically lowers the presentation audio.
So the presenter is always heard clearly over the media.
Exactly. Without anyone having to rush over to a mixing board.
That feels much tighter. Now, on that topic of polish, what about the switch between presenters? That's always the glitchy part, isn't it? The blue screens, the searching for signals.
The snow, yeah. This uses something called constant output sync to solve that.
So is that kind of like visual hold music?
That's a perfect way to describe it.
Yeah.
Even if you unplug the source laptop, the device keeps that connection to the projector alive. It maintains the digital handshake.
So the screen never flickers or goes to sleep while you're swapping cables?
Never. It completely avoids that awkward silence while everyone just stares at a blank screen.
And I see it supports CEC too, so it can automate the whole room.
Yes. If it doesn't see a signal for a few minutes, it can send a command to power down the display. Then when you plug back in, it wakes it all up again.
No more fumbling around for the lost remote control.
Precisely. And it does all of this, the scaling, the DSP, the automation, in a box that's half the width of a standard rack. You can just tuck it away under a table.
So to boil it all down, Kramer VP-440X is basically doing all the complicated resolution and audio math in the background so the user just doesn't have to. It makes the technology disappear.
That's the goal. But it does leave you with a pretty big question, doesn't it?
Oh.
Well, this device is pushing copper cabling to its absolute limit, 40 meters for 4K video. As we start looking ahead to 8K and beyond, are we finally seeing the end of copper's dominance in AV? Or can clever compression keep extending its life against the inevitable shift to fiber optics.
A question for the next upgrade cycle. Thanks for listening to this deep dive.